Okay, hopefully that isn't going to cause too many problems. Um, yeah. Let's see. Okay, cool. Just propped up my iPad because I think I have some sort of idea of what I want to add to this drawing today. Just a sec. My setup is so it's so professional. It's just so professional. Okay, cool. That should hold. Hey, how's it going? Welcome. What are you up to today, Shark Princess? Oh my gosh, you're in biology. That's crazy. What are you studying in biology? Krebs cycle? That's kind of all I remember from biology. It's been a long time. Mhm. Okay, so I am working on this drawing that I started in the last live, and it is yeah, it kind of exploded as you can see. Like it's it was a lot smaller, but I couldn't leave it alone. So, yeah. Okay. You're expecting with rabbit populations so stuff like limiting factors and exponential growth. Oh, cool. That sounds kind of like mathy too. I I was in biology a really long time ago, and I remember I had to work like really hard to try to understand what was going on. Um I'm not experimenting. Cool. Yeah, I am not like a super scientific person. That does not come naturally to me, but I do like science. I like it when people can explain it to me and really dumb it down, then I'm like, "Oh yeah, science is so cool." Cool. What can you tell me about rabbit populations right now? I also feel like this is like a little bit wobbly, so I'm trying really hard to um yeah, just not mess it up. Did you have a bad teacher? My teacher dumbs things down and there's not too much, so it's easy to understand. I think did I have a bad teacher? No, I think he was objectively like a good teacher. I think I was just like in honors biology and I really had no business being there because I wasn't really into it. I think I just felt like I had to take an honors biology class. I don't know. So basically, I don't know. It was just a little bit difficult for me. Chemistry too, that was really hard. Right. Limiting factors. That's like um something, yeah, something we studied in chemistry. I it makes sense that it would be, something that's relevant to like a biology class too. I guess I've never really thought about it. Not since not since sophomore year of high school anyways, so yeah, I hope you don't get in trouble for watching watching somebody on YouTube and also like being in class. I can't imagine being able to get away with that as a student. But I mean, if that's the process and that's allowed, I think that's I mean, it's awesome for me. So, oh, okay, gotcha. I always forget, and this is gonna sound so incredibly intelligent, but like I always forget that online school is not only an option, but a very popular option. And I should not forget that because I myself am in online school. Um, so that's kind of funny. But yeah, that's good. That's good. So you must be somewhere in the Midwest? Question mark. You don't have to answer that. That's just me speculating. Um, I'm in Mountain Standard Time, so the sun is still up, which is awesome. Most of my classmates are really dumb. Oh, that's okay. I mean, that's why they're in school, right? To better themselves, to strengthen that type of thing. Um, yeah. I feel like one of the biggest struggles of high school for me, and I'm not trying to assume you're in high school or anything. Um, but like one of the roughest parts of high school for me was just like the people, not necessarily because they were like mean or anything, but they were all teenagers too, and everyone kind of sucked. And I also kind of sucked. So it can be hard, just vibes wise. Maybe I think I'm gonna zoom in a little bit where I'm working. Okay. So speaking of biology, that's pretty on topic. I mean, is it? I don't know. Because like in this drawing, I was kind of like lost just a little bit with like direction. But I decided that I wanted to kind of make it um like bug themed, specifically like houseflies and stuff. So this is the leg of a fly, and there's gonna be like wings back over here that you can't see because I just zoomed in, but I'll show you in a minute. And then this is also I'm just trying to like replicate the wing pattern in different places. Yeah, and draw a few actual flies. So that was something that kind of like came to pass maybe yesterday. Like I was working on this for a few hours yesterday, and it seemed like it was kind of just like a natural thing that my brain was um just kind of picking up on, and I also like Deftones. I've been listening to Deftones a lot this week. Um, and so that song obviously is kind of awesome and relevant. Like, I watched you change into a fly. Like, that's literally what I'm saying to this drawing right now. So, yeah. Okay, now I'm gonna read what you said. Everyone here, even on online school, is so stupid. I'm the normal status and I seem like an intellectual. I love the way you make art so thought out and creative, and all the right parts are highlighted. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And also, the struggle is real. I feel like my patience was pretty thin with a lot of, and just like the classroom setting in general. And I'm a master's student. And even like with like college educated adults, sometimes it's not okay. I'm not trying to say I'm the smartest one, but sometimes with among college educated adults, even professors, I'm just like, "W walk me through your thought process here because this isn't adding up and you're making no sense, and why are you insisting? Why are you saying this with your whole chest right now, girl?" So, yeah, that doesn't go away, but, maybe you'll, figure out how to be a little bit more patient than I can. So, um yeah, thank you. But I'll respond to your kind words about the drawing. Yeah, I'm excited about this one. Like, I haven't drawn a big a big draw can also okay, yeah, you can see that. I haven't drawn like a big drawing like this since maybe March. I had a decent size art show the first weekend of April. And so I was spending a lot of time getting ready for that, and I had to do a lot of, like, logistics stuff and packaging stuff and website stuff, and it was really boring, and so, I cranked out, like, one more big drawing, right at the end of March, and then since then, I have, like, not really been able to touch, like, this pen, not specifically this pen, but, like, this style of pen, um, which is just, like, black, super fine pen and ink. I don't know, I just got really tired of it after the show, so now I feel like a little bit like I was able to take maybe like a vacation from it and work on some other stuff. And so I'm feeling refreshed, feeling good. And this drawing was just gonna be kind of like a exercise just to get back into it. Um, but I ended up really feeling, I guess, good about the composition and good about building it more up. So I'm gonna go with it. And if I like the end product, then even better. So have you ever made mistakes before? Because every single artwork. Well, my friend, everything. Oh my God. Yes, absolutely. I make mistakes. Um, I feel like between every line that I like, immediately after there's a line I don't like. And I've just kind of gotten really good at hiding them and, like, working with it. Um, and I've found that, like, when I really take my time, I don't have to, like, cover up the mistakes as much. Because when I was younger, and I would draw like this, I okay, this isn't groundbreaking news, but, like, I'm super impatient, and so I'd get a little excited, and I'd just kinda, like, go crazy, and then I would be pretty happy with the end result, but then I would look closer and I'd see all the things that I didn't like? And so nowadays, like, I've learned that, like, slowing down is worth it? Um, because then you don't have to go back and change it, or worse, like, if you finish something and then you don't like it because it wasn't really, like, as thought out as it could have been, then, that's kind of like I mean, it's still good practice, but it's like maybe you don't wanna show that piece of art. Maybe you just, like, keep that in the drawer. So, yeah, that was a long like, a long sidebar, but, thank you. No, nothing is really okay. Here, I'll actually like let's show. So like nothing here is really planned except for these pencil marks. Can you see those? They're kind of like they look like crap because I don't really like to sketch things. Oh, and there's like the beginning of a fly that we're going to work in. And then I did do that leg. And then this is going to be like the head of a fly. I don't really know if you can see it. So, yeah, so it's going to be like kind of an explosion of bugs. So we will go with that. But I don't really like to sketch and I don't really like to plan too much because I end up changing my mind a lot, you know? And so it feels like to me when I um spend so much time planning the process just to go back and like redo it or get bored, you know? That type of thing isn't really like, it's not really the most efficient way. So, and I find that I'm just like a little bit happier when I just kind of freestyle, you know? So, yeah, that's just kind of like my really long-winded answer. So, cool. So how was everybody's day today? Um, it is Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? Yeah, it's Wednesday. Wednesday evening where I live. I was supposed to have the day off, but randomly at like 11 o'clock, my boss calls me and she asks if I could come in. And normally this would kind of like peeve me a little bit, but she's been sick and she's been kind of um not able to, like, fully recover because she hasn't been able to take a break. Because there's only 2 people, her and me, like, in the whole floral department, so I came in and I helped her, and it was not a big deal, and, yeah, made a little extra money, which is good. So that's what I did today. I also got, the new Tamagotchi Life game, so okay, now I'm gonna read. Oh, brownies. Brownies, oh my god, I've been making brownies too, dude. Like, my mom, I love my mom so much. She went to Costco and she got a Costco pack of Ghirardelli, don't know. Brownie mix and it has like six batches. And so I had been making brownies like weekly for I suppose 6 weeks. Yeah. And so that was like probably consist like 2% of my body weight was brownies and it was amazing. So Tamagotchi life, yes. Okay, I'm glad we can talk about that. I got it last night, because I was gonna pick up my brother from the airport, and so I was just kinda trying to stay awake. Um, and I've probably logged in, like, 4 hours already. I've made a lot of me's. So I was watching I was hanging out with my dad, and he was watching King of Queens, and I don't know if you know that show, but it has Kevin James as the lead. And so the first Tamagotchi I made was Kevin James, and then I made my brother and my sister and me, and then Waluigi. And then I kind of was feeling uninspired and I was feeling kind of like, I guess, stressed out about making all their personalities right. Cause it felt weird to keep doing real life people, you know? So then I started making like fruit people and vegetable people, which might not sound very coherent, but like then they're just all fruits and vegetables. There's it's just ridiculous. So, okay. Yeah. What about you? Have you played it much or what's happening with that? Second favorite chocolate brand is Lindt Lindor. Ferrara. Oh, yeah, yeah, dude. Chocolate is a big part of my life. Not gonna lie. I have been treating myself to a chocolate bar to get through the work week, pretty much every week. I just keep it in my drawer and I like just break a chunk off whenever remember it's there. and my favorite is the Tony's, Choco Colony Chocolony, I don't really know. I can't remember what it says. I just, like, literally black out, and I just, like, rip open the packaging and just start eating it, so but yeah, I tried all of them. Worked through all the flavors, and milk chocolate, it was my favorite, so but yeah, Lindor, the truffles are, like, always fire. So good, especially around the holidays, I just associate them with Christmas so much. Oh, yeah, exactly like VeggieTales, like, I've got a tomato, and they're all like, since they're all fruits and vegetables, I made them all non-binary, and so they're all, like, "Tomato, my name is Tomato, Blueberry, my name is Blueberry." It's just silly. It's silly. So, Tamagotchi life is just a good vacation from regular life, I think. Yeah, Tony's. Also, oh my gosh, you gotta get out there and get some sweets. You gotta satiate that sweet tooth, cause like, I when I was trying to be, like, health food version of myself and I would, like, deprive myself of chocolate and sweets, I was not healthier. I was actually very unhappy, so go get your dessert. You deserve it. Chocolates are placed weirdly to symbolize the inequality of the cocoa industry. Yeah, I did read a little bit about, like, their company core values and stuff and how they're kind of, like their mission statement is trying to, like, make it, like, a more ethical practice. And so that does make sense. I didn't okay, admittedly, I haven't, like, stopped to actually, like, read the whole thing because, again, I just black out and I just start eating the chocolate, but, yeah, I have like, learned a little bit about that, and I think that's really cool. It's, like, just nice that, like, not all corporations are just, like, I guess I mean, no, I'm not gonna make a blanket statement here, but, like, it's nice when you see things like that, you know? Yeah, you gotta get to Costco. Costco is, like I don't know what it is, but it's just so, like, homey to me, and I think it's because I don't know, I just, like I've gone with my parents so many times, so it just feels like I'm hanging out with my mom and dad, so I love Costco, but yeah, I get some sweets. How do we feel about chocolate ice cream? I feel like not everybody really vibes with it, but lately, in my advanced years, it's been kind of one of the only, like, top 10 things that I think about, so Also, please let me know if, yeah, it's, like, a little bit wobbly, and I don't love that, so I'm trying hard to keep it stable, but please let me know if anything is, like, off or bothering you about the setup. IKEA. I've only been to an IKEA once. They don't have any in my state. So, yeah, but, like, I did have, like, a really interesting experience there. It felt like a movie a little bit. Yeah. See, I feel like it's not as popular as you would think it is. And I think it's because, like, chocolate ice cream doesn't always taste like chocolate, you know? I feel like it can be a little bit rich for some people. And when I was a kid, I didn't like it, which is, like, the weirdest shakeup. But now it's like, I don't really I don't really reach for anything else, you know? Raspberry chip or vanilla? Raspberry chip sounds interesting. Vanilla can be, like, the best choice too. Like, sometimes that's kinda the only thing that sounds good. Yeah, yeah, that's fair. It sometimes, like, it's just and honestly, like, when I buy cheap chocolate ice cream, it's not good, and I never finish it. Ben& and Jerry's chocolate therapy is one of my favorite chocolate ice cream flavors, I think. They've got, like, a couple, like, varieties of, like, just kind of blatantly, um, just like just like over the top, you know, just like you couldn't put any more chocolate in this. And that's kind of when I'm at the store, I'm kind of like eyeing those ones. Just like the most gluttonous flavor you can think of. That's that I'm putting that in my cart respectfully. How much I love pistachio ice cream. Oh, Haagen-Dazs, yeah. Yeah, pistachio is such an amazing flavor. It's so versatile. I love it. Also, thank you for yeah, the kind compliment. I appreciate that. Haagen-Dazs is also a solid brand. I feel like they have a dulce de leche. I hope I pronounced that right. Some things you don't say out loud very often, and when you realize you have to, it's like, "Oh, okay, this is a little bit I could be wrong," you know? That just happened to me. Anyways, dulce de leche parentheses question mark parentheses. I the Haagen-Dazs is so good. That's my favorite Haagen-Dazs. But yes, thank you. Sometimes choose vanilla over chocolate because it tastes like Superman ice cream sometimes. I don't know what Superman ice cream is, but that's the second time I've heard about it this week. So I must just be out of the loop here. So let me know what that is. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. Vanilla feels like a blank canvas. The possibilities are endless. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, pistachio ice cream is it's really good. Honestly, pistachio is such a it's just a great flavor. You can do a lot with it. You can do savory or you can do sweet or yeah, I really love like almond flavored things and it's like I don't know, there's just something about it. I think Dairy Queen when they do their cherry dip, I don't know if they still have that. I'm sure they do. I just haven't been there in a few years, but there's like an almond flavor with it, and I think it's just so good. And oh, it's funny. I actually have almond scented soap in my shower right now, and I smell like a Dairy Queen dilly bar, and I'm not mad at it. So, ever went to Menchie's frozen yogurt place? Oh wow, Menchie's. I've never heard of that. Thank you for mentioning it. But, no, I live sort of in a it's not actually rural by dictionary definition, but it's, like, comparatively kind of rural, so we don't have a lot of chains. We don't have a lot well, we have some chains, but we don't have a lot of, like, staples that, other bigger cities might have, so but that's I love hearing about, like, kinda what's popping over yonder. Superman ice cream tastes so different than regular vanilla. Superman ice cream, is it colored? Is it like a colorful is it colorful? Um, I guess that's my question, is it colorful? 'Cause, so we have a local ice cream shop here in my hometown, and I follow them on Instagram just in case, you know, just in case, but they posted on their story, like, "Should we do Superman ice cream for our summer special?" And I was just like, "No, what is that?" And I just said, "No." I voted no, and now everyone now we're having a conversation about Superman ice cream, so I guess I shouldn't have voted before I did my research and let that be a lesson to everyone listening. I have never heard of Menchie's. Yeah, Frozen yogurt. You from the West? Okay, okay. Yeah, no, I've been to frozen yogurt shops. I've never been to Menchie's. I've never heard of it, never seen it, but it sounds great. And so if I'm ever in the neighborhood, I will remember you and I will go in there and I'll say, "Give me a mango, give me some Nutella," because like I've never been here and that's the recommendation. So, gosh, it sounds like it's kind of like universally like a beloved place. So that's even more reason to check it out next time I am in, a place with a population over 10. So, yeah. Okay, so it's colorful. Blue, yellow, and pink. Mm, food dye. It's probably good, but food dye kind of I'm a little bit cautious about food dye, but I'll try anything once. I'll try anything once. Almond scented. I have okay, that's weird. Sorry. My kombucha is like making a sound. I don't think I had the cap closed all the way. Um, yeah, no, it's a bar soap. I got it. It's like a Castile soap. I got it at the health food store. And yeah, it smells like almonds. And when I leave the shower, I feel like almonds. And it's so almond. Nope, that's not working. It's amazing. I'm really sorry. Okay, I need to take a second and just kind of look at this. Um, it's going well. I just have to kind of make some choices here. So I think what I'm gonna do, we're gonna zoom out, and we're gonna move this way, I think, and then I'm gonna work on this part up at the top here. Let me get another support here. Sorry, this probably isn't the most fun. Hang on. Yeah, I'm using like my old textbooks as like support for my little tripod. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, we'll do that. Because I kind of want to work on these like wing components here. It's kind of feeling interesting to me. Okay. Thank you. Taurus rings. Is that what is that this? That's should I be calling them that? Am I am I just like posing right now? Um I made them with a spirograph that I got in Boulder, Colorado at a toy store. Really cool toy store. If you're in Boulder, Colorado ever, you should check out Into the Wind. It's actually not really a toy store, more of a kite store. And yes, I have bought kites from them. And yes, I fly them regularly. No, not that regularly, but like, you know, just you need to crank up the whimsy in your life. But yeah, spirograph. And should I be calling these Taurus rings? Okay. Yeah, I think there's something about like wing shapes and wing designs. I don't know, it's just so interesting to look at always, I think. Also, you can't see this, but I can. There's a fruit fly on my camera. So I hope it doesn't go over the lens, but like if it does, then that would be even more fitting. So we'll just let it be. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we gotta fly kites. Next stream, I'm taking you guys out. We're going on the top of the cliff that I live by. We are flying a kite and we're just having vibes. That's what's happening. Oh, well, color me impressed because I don't know what things are called sometimes. But yeah, this is made with my Spirograph. I don't know if I brought it downstairs. I think I left it in the kitchen. That's where I was streaming last time, by the way, my kitchen. But now some people are home, so I'm just in my room. Plus, there's daylight, so I get to sit by the window and photosynthesize a little bit, which is good. But yeah, have you guys seen any good movies or shows lately? I'm always looking into recommendations. Okay, but first, before I read and like respond to that, I will say, has anyone seen? I can't remember exactly what it's called. It's a new movie. Kiki Palmer's in it. Lakeith Stanfield's in it. Um, I think it's called I Love Boosters. I wanna see it so bad, and I don't know if they're gonna play it at my theater, but, if anyone's seen that or if they've got their eye on it, let me know. Yeah. Popping boba. Oh, yeah, yeah. Boba okay, Starbucks has boba now, which I don't know how I feel about that. I have a lot of feelings about Starbucks. I don't know. Whatever. Whatever, whatever, I don't know. I'll keep them to myself. I wonder if I should get, like, really, really, really tiny in here. I'm not really super confident on how well I can draw that pattern from memory, so I might wait until I have a better reference. I don't really feel like stopping and searching for a reference, so I'll probably save that for another time, but, yeah, or I'll just procrastinate it until this drawing's done. Cool, cool. Island of the Blue Dolphins. Oh my god, I read that book by Scott Odell. Is that the book? I read that book when I was young and I loved it and I like cried and cried and cried. Oh my god, it's such a good book. Oh, yes, that's such a good book. It's so like I don't know, it's sad because like okay, sorry, I'm just gonna talk about the book. Try not to give too many spoilers away, but like it's just so sad. Like her I what I remember the most is being so conflicted. Like, how should I feel about this dog? You know, like the dog pack came and like killed her brother, and then they kind of like went away. But then there's like one dog that was kind of like curious about her, and it was sort of like a leader, and they kinda, like, bonded, but, like, I remember reading that as a kid, and I was just, like, so conflicted, like, should I be, like, okay with this, or should I be, like, mistrusting of the dog, you know? Oh my god, thank you so much for bringing that book up and, like, reminding me of it because it was one of the best books I ever read when I was young, so also, yeah, Boosters. Oh my god, One of Them Days. Okay, yeah, I really enjoyed that one too. It had me laughing, like I didn't know SZA was, like, such a dynamic actress. Okay, we all know Keke Palmer is incredible, right? But, like, I had not had SZA, like, on my radar in that way before, and so that was just, like, such that was such a fun movie. I loved it. And speaking of Keke, she was in that Jordan Peele movie. It was called Nope. That was a few years ago, but I hadn't watched it until I wanna say January, and that movie blew my freaking mind. I loved it. It was crazy. Oh my god, and I think about it every day, so heck yeah. Okay, sorry, now I have to go back and read what you guys have saying because I was kinda locked in on that. Secret of Kells. Huh, I've never heard of that. Oh, I've never heard of that. So I will look into that. One of days. Yeah, the neck ugh. Okay, I should watch the Island of the Blue Dolphins movie. Yeah, yeah. Oh my god, it was so sad. Yeah, SZA was she was in, well, that movie at least. I feel like once you get into, like, entertainment or music or, like, mainstream entertainment in some way, you kinda, like, have an in a lot of ways, so I feel like you end up acting just because of, like, being around creative people and stuff like that. So, yeah, she's in that, and I thought she was, like, so entertaining, and, like, the outfits are just, like, crazy, and that's another reason why I wanna see, this, like, Booster new it's I Love Boosters, I think that's what it's called. I could easily look that up, but I've got a pen in my hand, so I don't feel like putting it down. The other reason why I wanna watch that movie is because of Lakeith Stanfield. He is, no kidding, my favorite actor, and I could watch him do anything, and I probably will. Like, he's just I don't know, he's just so charming to me, and he's got those, like, beautiful eyes, and I loved him in Atlanta, and, ah, yeah, he's just great. And he was in okay, so that director here's, like, another sidebar of me just yapping, but that director did a movie before, it's called Sorry to Bother You. And that movie, it's been on my watch list forever, so I don't know what it's about, entirely, but Lakeith Stanfield plays like, the lead role, I believe. And I found out about it because, like, on my, like, Discover Weekly playlist, one of the songs from that movie, like, came up and it had I can't remember details again. I should really, like, get notes before I start telling stories, but, like, um, Janelle Monáe, like, was on that song too, and it kinda, like, caught my attention, and then I was like, "Oh, it's for a movie. Oh, it's Lakeith Stanfield. Oh my god, it's that actor. Oh my god." Yeah, and it just was kinda like one thing after another, so, yeah. Holes, yeah. Okay, I haven't seen Holes beginning to end yet. I don't know how that's happened or hasn't happened, I guess, but, like, that's something I need to sit down and actually watch because 'cause I've seen the beginning and I've seen scenes and I'm tired of this grandpa, like, we all know, but, like, I gotta, like, sit down and watch that for real. Yeah, Nope was so good. Well, that's too damn bad. I say that at work all the time, and I'm just like a fraud because I haven't seen the whole movie, so I got a lot of work to do. No more posing, posing. But yeah, last stream I had just watched Hokum. I don't know if any of y'all were there that last time, but yeah, Hokum was like extremely good. Like I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did. Um and yeah, it was really spooky. In that movie, literally I asked 6 6 different people. Okay, no, I'm being dramatic. I asked 5 different people if they wanted to see it with me. And everyone was either busy or they were like, "No, I don't wanna see a scary movie. Are you crazy?" And I feel like I gotta get more scary movie friends in my life. So, shout out to, the scary movie friends that we have, because apparently not everybody likes to go to a horror movie at 8 p.m. on a Tuesday. It's crazy. So, maybe it's just me. It is kinda late though for a Tuesday, but it was my weekend, so, ooh, you know. Okay, I'm gonna take a tea break, so just hang on there. Hereditary and weapons. Oh my god, do I have thoughts? Sorry if you don't like sipping noises, but I gotta drink my tea, so okay. Hereditary, I saw in the theater when it came out. Um, I think I wasn't ready. I didn't know what was happening. I was just like I wasn't super I feel like I didn't have, like, the best, lens for film at that time. Also, I was probably, like I don't even remember, I was, like, 18 or something, so I was quite a bit younger than I am now, and I just, like, went in and I watched it, and there were moments where I was just, like the hairs on the back of my neck were standing up, and I was, like, kind of disturbed, but I didn't really know why, and, like, there were those moments where, like, you're just kinda watching a scene unfold, and then you notice there's, like, someone on the ceiling, like, that kind of, like, scariness is, like, what terrifies me way more than any stupid jump scare, you know? So for that, Hereditary is always gonna be, like, one of my highest ranked, like, scary movies because it's just so, like it scares you with the environment and the ambiance, you know? And it's just like, oh my god, it's chilling, and the story building is good, and, like oh my god, why am I spacing her last name? Tony I am your mother. What's her last name, please? I can't remember. Toni Collette. Yeah, she's just fabulous. I love her in everything she does again. Um, yeah. I am your mother. Oh, and like the sister, oh my god. Oh my god. I love Hereditary. I still haven't seen um the other significant one. What's it called? The one with Florence Pugh. Midsummer? I haven't seen that yet. I don't know how. I've been wanting to. I have not avoided it. It just hasn't happened. So, yeah. Okay. And Weapons, I loved Weapons. That was one of the first scary movies I've seen like alone in a theater before. And if you haven't gathered, I go to the theater probably once or twice a week. I love movies. So, but yeah, Weapons was so good. I kind of went in blind. I didn't really know much about it. I think I had like one recommendation from a friend and I was like, sure, why not? And that's kind of my preferred way to do movies is just kind of like go in and experience it. I don't want to know who's in it. I don't want to know what they've been in before. You know, if somehow like find that out, it's fine. But like, I try not to read reviews or anything like that because I feel like I can be biased really easily when it comes to movies and movie reviews. So I think it's best to just like go in blind. But yeah, loved Weapons. And the same producer, well, they share one of the same producer way. And so I do recommend that movie. So okay. Uh-oh. Okay. Sorry. I thought the connection was funny, but Hocus Pocus. Yeah. I did see Hocus Pocus for the first time a couple years ago. And it was kind of scary. Like, I mean, it wasn't scary, but for a kids movie, I was like a little bit surprised like how like, spooky it was, like, they were co like, those Sanderson sisters, they were coming after the kids, and I was like, "Are they allowed to do that?" And then I was like, "Well, it was the '90s." Like, things were just different, you know? Like, witches were able to go after kids and, like, try to eat them, it's just normal. Also, shout out Sarah Jessica Parker. I love her in that role. I just think she's so funny as, like, the dumb hot witch, so yeah. Husband has nightmares easily, doesn't like to watch them before. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, so you're into romance movies. Aha. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. One of my best friends, who's the one who was like, "No, I'm not gonna see that movie, it's too scary." She is a huge rom-com. movie fan. So her thing, she just loves rom-coms. She loves um like Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks and just like the classic ones, you know? And I do get the appeal. I feel like just between you and me, I'm like a little bit cynical. And so I can't always suspend my disbelief, you know? And so sometimes a rom-com movie just like satisfies that craving, but a lot of times I'm just like I have to be in the right mood or I have to be with the right people. So, I did see oh, I guess you weren't specifically talking about rom-coms. Sorry, that's just kind of where my brain went, but I did see what's it called? Wuthering Heights recently in the theaters. Yeah, that was interesting. Did you guys see that? Adult movies with love scenes and or violence would be considered back then freezer. Yeah, our standard what more or less the standards are just different. So the substance. Oh, dude. Okay. My my film bro friend was like telling me about the substance like the moment it came out, and I have not gotten around to seeing it yet, and I know I should. I know I should. So I it's that's on my list too. I keep seeing like accidentally spoilers though. So I'm trying to do is like forget them before I go and watch the movie. And that method actually does work for me. If I just like exist in my world long enough, I will forget spoilers. So that's cool. Witches from Stardust and Hercules. Hercules I can see. Stardust I don't know. I'm not familiar with that, but yeah, I can see some similarities. Hot take. Husband and I recently watched Wuthering Heights and we both left the theater feeling weird about the plot. Then I saw a video essay about Hollywood is like trying to get us to cheat. Huh. Okay, so what's your hot take? Is your hot take that you didn't really like it? I saw it with one of my gal pals. Okay, sidebar. I want to say girlfriend like bad, but like she's not my girlfriend. She's my friend who's a girl, you know, but I have so many friends and like I don't know why. Like I love like in the 90s when they're like, "Yeah, that I'm just out with my girlfriend," you know? So, let's bring back girlfriend in the platonic way, please. But I saw it with my girlfriend in the platonic way and she she liked it. But like I feel like it was just kind of it was a lot. You know, it was a lot. It's kind of love the music in Wuthering Heights, cinematography, acting. Plot was disgusting. Plot was plot was dramatic. It was kind of crazy. Um yeah, it was definitely crazy. I don't know. I had never seen anything from what is that director's name? Emerald Fennell, I think. I hadn't seen anything until Wuthering Heights. I guess she only has like a few films out, but Saltburn is the other big one. Um, I felt okay. I don't know. I didn't feel like disgusted about it like you say you did, but like I did go into Spark Notes and read the entire Wuthering Heights Spark Notes just because I wanted to know like what was going on. Like what who are these people? And that was crazy because like that book was nothing like the movie. That was crazy. I do feel like I don't know. It was like the characters were like unlikable in my opinion, but I don't necessarily think that makes or breaks a movie. I do feel like it takes maybe it a little bit more effort to like relate to what's happening and I feel like when you relate to something you tend to like it more. And so for me that kind of rang true, but it was just like a lot. It was toxic and I was just like what is happening with these people right now? Um okay. Hot take is that big Hollywood, specifically romance movies, really push for cheating in romance plot movies, but I guess that's what makes a good plot. Huh, that is an interesting take. Let me know some more examples of that. I actually recently watched a video essay by Mina Lay. I don't know if you know Mina Lay. She's fabulous. She's like one of the most intelligent people on the internet, I think. And she talked about like the whole um phenomenon of like cheating in the media and in, I guess, pop culture. And like she kind of like looked at it from a couple different angles, and I thought it was really informative and just like a really good watch. So yeah, but I wonder, so you think they push for it? That's interesting. I feel like people tend to like justify it if it seems like, the cheating couple are like have better chemistry or like are a better quote unquote match, you know? And I feel like people think like the end justifies the mean if they're like quote unquote meant to be together. And I don't know. Like I've never been in a situation where I've never been cheated on. Currently knocking on wood. And I've never cheated on somebody, but like for me it's hard to like understand how you could, go that far with somebody knowing it's wrong and like loving somebody else. I don't know. It's hard for me to like re- I guess come to terms with that in my mind. So I feel like I'm not an expert on this, but like, yeah, that's an interesting topic. I do feel like it is kind of like glorified in the, um, in the context of like for Wuthering Heights, for example. Like, well, I can't remember the husband's name, but like by like dictionary terms, he seemed like a good husband, like he like was he was like a little bit like controlling or a little bit this, a little bit that, but she like married him because he was rich, which is like not like the most noble thing to do, period. But like, and then we had Heathcliff, who's like hotter, and they have this history and they have this like chemistry, and it's just like, well, they're meant, you know. And morally, I obviously I don't think that that's right. I feel like if you feel like you need to do something different with your life, whether it's like different relationship or something, then like it's your job to you have to be the bad guy then, and you have to communicate that. And cheating is lame. Like it's just it's a selfish thing to do. So that was a lot of talking. I'm sorry. Yeah, yeah. Let me know that video. I would like to know that. Yeah, sure. There was intensity and thriller, no monster in sight. People just disappeared and that was it. Oh, Blair Witch. Yeah. People love Blair Witch though, because it was like the first of its kind, Like by our standards today, it might not be groundbreaking. Well, let me correction. It was groundbreaking, but by our standards today, it's not anything like mind blowing, But like that's kind of like the first example that I know of. I'm not an expert of like found footage style like horror movie. And so I feel like it kind of just like tapped a nerve that hadn't really been explored before. And I think that's something that's special about Blair Witch. Now, is it objectively scary to me? Not really. Do I like it? Not really. But like I think that's why it has such a presence in like film discussions today too. So, okay. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you. Shark Princess 3000. That's a cool name. I wish I had that. Oh, yeah, yeah. We cover a lot of ground here. Pan and Jim from The Office. Yeah, yeah. Notebook when she leaves to be with Noah right before a literal wedding, confess her fiance, but he takes her back anyways. Yeah, yeah, okay. Now that you have these examples, I mean, I believed you before, but like with these examples really, really cement that. I do feel like, I mean, it's one thing to be like with the wrong person, you know, and maybe it takes to like find the right person to realize that. But you can still, you know, be with the wrong person, find out that you're with the wrong person, want to be with the right person, and then get to that point in an ethical way. You can still do that. And it's difficult, but it's worth it, you know? And I love talking about this kind of thing. So thank you so much for bringing up this topic. Also, can I call you David? I see a lot of D's, A's, V's, I's, and D's in your name. So is that okay? Let me know. Um, yeah. No, you did not hijack. That was like a genuinely like enjoyable, kind of like intellectually stimulating moment. Okay, this fly, I'm not loving it. I'm gonna Oh, okay. Let me just like highlight my tools here. This is a Milwaukee brand permanent marker that belongs to my dad. I took it from the garage. His garage, not mine. Um, and that's what I've been using as like a black marker for this drawing. So, yes, you definitely can draw with whatever you have. You do not need to do fancy tools. If it makes you feel better, then you can, but all right, cool. Thank you, David. Also, what time is it? Oh man, it's already 6. Cool. I'm having fun. When those are new, the point is chef's kiss. Absolutely. Nothing's worse than like a super dull, super used Sharpie that just like it's kind of purple, you know? Ugh, I just you just use it and then you're immediately tired. Got a collection of pens and Sharpies. Yeah, I know exactly how that is. I often have to like go through because I'm such a hoarder to go through and like make sure that they still work. And I keep things that I don't even like to use just because they work. And I shouldn't do that. I should just like give them away or something. But yeah, my life has definitely improved when I started like, you know, just like parting ways with the stuff that I didn't like instead of keeping it out of guilt. That's been good for me. Yeah, definitely. Thank you. I mean, if you find something that works better, then by all means you should use it. But like I am so adamantly against like I can't do this because all I have is this tool, you know? Like I can't draw, all I have is a crayon. It's just like no, that's all you need. Stop making excuses and just like do it, you know? Now, I don't think I would be doing this with a crayon, but um, you know, I'm doing it with a Milwaukee brand permanent marker from the garage. So someday this will be, well, it might make it in a frame. We don't know yet, but maybe it'll make it in a frame, and then I can look up at my drawing and I'll just be like, that marker, I put it back in the garage where it belongs. I got it from Lowe's, you know? So or he did, I guess. Absolutely. Art, I mean, like, if you wanna do it, you're gonna do it no matter what, you know? And I've definitely, like, kind of felt that way. Like, I'm not, like, a very I don't know what to say. Like, I don't paint a ton. I'm starting to paint more these days, just because I, like, actually got an art studio set up, and so I have the room for it now, which has been huge, but, I've never really painted with oil paints before, and it's something I've always wanted to try, but I've never really taken art classes outside of high school. Um, I didn't study art in college. Like, I'm just kind of self-taught, and so I don't know how to use the high-end stuff the way that they are designed to be used. And so that kind of thing, like getting into a new medium like oil painting, it's a little bit overwhelming for me. And I know I could probably figure it out or like read a book or watch a video or something, but that is something that I am going to have to challenge myself to like get over. It's just like the fear of like trying a new medium. And genuinely, to be fair, one of the fears is like that it's going to be expensive and then I won't like it. But also, I don't know, like I've spent my money on dumber things, so it's probably fine. Do you have a preference between black and white versus color? Um, it just kind of depends on my mood, really. I feel like when I draw in black and white, I usually gravitate towards these super fine lines. And that serves more as like a meditative practice, I suppose. So when I draw like this, I feel like I don't know, more therapeutic versus like when I do color, that's kind of like there's usually like a vision in mind, you know? Where this has a vision, but like it started out without one and I found one along the way. Um, just being in the context of where I am this week and stuff like that. Plus, just doing it on stream. It's been um kind of helping me figure out what I want out of this drawing. Versus like with color, when I think of like the colored pencil that I do, painting, stuff like that, um, it's not as meditative. It's kind of just like experimental, a little bit of experimental with the colored pencils, but with the paintings, I feel like I set out and I have more of like a structure in mind. Um, and it takes me so long to finish a painting because I get so lost along the way again and again and again and again. So, yeah, as far as a preference goes, I feel like it's easier to draw like this than it is to paint. But um, I don't know if you were here earlier in the stream, but I was just saying like I get tired of using a medium. Like it's kind of like, when you have like your favorite meal and then you make it twice a day for like 4 weeks and then all of a sudden it's just like I love this, but I can't eat it ever again. That's kind of how I am with like drawing styles. I think I'll like get on a kick and then I'll do nothing but that for weeks and weeks and then I'll just be like I can't. I It's not happening anymore. I can't do this. And then I just have to take a vacation from it. So, yeah, one style kind of serves as a break from the other. So, yeah. Used to doodle on tissue paper with a ballpoint. Yeah, ballpoint is so underrated. I love using ballpoint. Like, I don't know, there's just something about it. It's a little nostalgic. They're everywhere. They're super accessible, and you can just like kind of achieve these really unique textures and I guess effects with the ballpoint that you can't really do with other utensils. So, yeah, I'm a big fan of ballpoint. Okay, yeah, oil painting takes more than a week to dry. Yeah, so do you like to let it dry between layers or do you kind of just like work in sections? Like, I'd like to hear more about that if you'd like to share. Cleaning brushes is a pain. Yeah, I bet. And also, you have to worry about ventilation and things like that, which is not something I think about, just with my water-based materials. Also, I just want to like share my tea. This is the Tazo brand in the flavor of lemon loaf. It's the best tea. I adore it. It smells amazing too. Yeah, I've got like a real problem with cooking and meals and stuff. But lately, it's been Caesar salad, which is way healthier than what it had been in the past. So, yeah, warm weather is salad weather. Salad weather? Has anyone said that before? Um, it's salad weather, you guys, and I will be eating lots of salads. I just kind of felt like I wanted another line there. Not necessarily because it's what a bug wing looks like, but I just thought it would make me like it more, and I was right. So, you draw in sections, paint some part, let it dry, and paint again. Hmm, that's cool. I just feel like you can achieve much. I don't know, just like the things that I have in my mind when I start out on a painting, I feel like there's so much more in reach if I were to try it with oil paint than acrylic because when I do acrylic, I just feel like I'm painting for like a month straight and that's because I kind of am like I end up doing it like days and days and days and days in a row and just like the building of like color and layers and stuff is just like I just feel like it takes a lot longer with acrylic paint to like achieve. I keep saying achieve and now I'm self-conscious about it. Just to like get the effect that I have in my mind. So and then I see like oil paintings and I'm like, that's what I want to make it look like? So I feel like that's kind of all the evidence I need to start oil painting. I just like don't want to spend the money right now. So that's the thing. Caesar salad. Oh, thanks, David. Yeah. Thanks for hanging out for so long. I appreciate it. Have a great day. Whatever you're up to. Cool. Wonder how many people are here. Oh, 8. That's awesome. It's like a good amount. It's like not so many that I'm feeling like nervous and scared. But it's like, oh my gosh, there's 8 people here. So yeah, thank you everybody. Caesar. Yeah, Caesar salad. I just every now and then it's just like the only thing that sounds good. So, but yeah. How about music? What is everyone listening to these days? There've been a few new albums that have come out recently that I've been listening to. I feel like when a new album does come out, if it's by someone that I am not, like, incredibly obsessed with, if it's someone I, like, just kind of have a casual interest in, like, it usually takes me maybe, like, 3 or 4 playthroughs to, like playthroughs, is that the right word for albums? I think that's just video games, I don't know. It takes me a while to, like, really let it sink in and, like, kind of get the vision. So, yeah, I wonder, I'm curious about people's music habits. Oh, thank you. Oh, no, you don't have to send it to me. That's so sweet. Thank you. I appreciate that. That'll be something on the horizon. That's so kind. I really just like just the offer is sweet. So thank you. But don't worry about me. I am fine. I will just write it off as a business expense. That's what I got to do. Not that I have a business, but I'm trying to. So, let's see. Never had Caesar salad. Underscores. That name is familiar. Is that okay? Tell me about underscores, please. And then Shrippy. Static dress, pretty goated. You're gonna have to fill me in on that. Static dress. Amy. Also, who's Amy? I'm moving and I have too much supplies, but anytime. And yes. Oh, Hyperpop. Oh, cool, cool. Sweet. Okay, cool. I will have to check them out. The name is really familiar. Actually, you know what we're gonna do? I'm gonna look them up right now because I'm actually going to a music festival this weekend, and I'm curious if they're playing. Pause. Okay. AMV's animated anime music videos. Huh. That is something I am not familiar with. Underscores, underscores. Okay. Oh my god, it's so wobbly. I'm not happy with that. Electric Forest. Huh. Okay. All right. Yeah. I will check these guys out. Thank you for the rec. Electric Forest. Is that in Portland? Am I confused? I'm often confused. Yeah, hyperpop. That's like kind of a genre that some of my friends are into. Um that yeah, I'm kind of curious about. I usually like a little bit of like heavier stuff. Um yeah, not I'm not like a huge pop fan. I think I've been kind of into just like experimental music and like super alternative and like just weird stuff has been kind of like sounding good lately, but I do like to kind of like just know what people are liking just to like be part of a conversation, you know? It's just music is just such an interest of mine. So, oh, it's in Michigan. Cool. Jane Revolver. Do you mean Jane Remover per se? But cuz I am seeing Jane Remover pretty soon, so that'll be cool. I'm really excited. Um Jane Remover's like crazy. I think they're cool. I don't know much about them besides like a few songs plus like their hits. But yeah. That's, like, the hyper pop genre that I was kinda thinking of. Oh, yeah, a lot of my friends are really into that. I have a friend everyone's got a friend who's a DJ, I think, but, like, my friend is, like, really into Jane Remover, so, yeah. Random thought, but I feel like your art would look amazing if you did a fruitig I don't know how to pronounce it. I've only read it, I've never said it out loud. Okay, cool, yeah, that's a good idea. I actually, like, photoshopped my dog into that aesthetic once, and she looked so cute. There were, like, bubbles and butterflies everywhere. It's very nostalgic because that's kinda, like, the era that I grew up in, like, early 2000s and just when you still had hope, and so I see that and I feel hopeful, so maybe I should try that. I think that'd be cool. Thanks for the rec. Animal Collective, yeah, I have heard of them too. I have a couple of their songs saved too. Um, I used to like them a lot more in high school, and I was a little bit more into indie pop and I guess just like regular indie in general. But yeah, Animal Collective's cool. I feel like I'm spacing. Like I was gonna compare them to another band, but now I'm completely spacing them. So I will just not do that. Oh yeah, you like my dog? Thanks. She's just a baby. She's such a baby. Her name is Bailey. That's her government name. She has other names that she goes by. She is a yellow Labrador retriever. She's almost 4 years old. I actually have two dogs. Pippa is my other dog. She is half black lab, half Great Pyrenees. And I love Pippa. She's more of my brother's dog. And Bailey's a little bit more of my dog. And so I just kind of like happened to take more pictures of Bailey. And I feel like Pippa's a little bit like more of a serious dog. Like she likes to help and she likes to work. And Bailey is just kind of like wacky and she's got like a weird personality. And so she does like I just find her like in really and she's super photogenic too. And like she's beautiful and I'll show her too, but, like, she's, like, super dark and the inside of my house is always kinda dark, so she's really hard to photograph, so all my pictures of her look kinda bad, so, um, yeah, but Bailey is kinda like she's my intern. She's so silly. I took her for a run last night, her and Pippa, and I live by a canal, and the water is like nice and slow and the banks are perfectly like sloped so that they love to swim so they jump in and out while I run and I throw the stick in for them and Bailey likes to fetch and she's kind of crazy but yeah, love my dogs. Oh, Maltipoo, cute. Yes, dogs are so good for us, aren't they? I love my dogs a lot. And don't freak out, but I am more of a cat person. And I really, 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 really miss my cat. I had her for like 12 years and she passed away in my arms like almost 2 summers ago. And it was so gutting. It was like the worst day of my life at that point, and I miss her every day. And I had a dream about her the other night, and God, I just miss her. So, cats and dogs. Oh, Great Pyrenees. Yeah. Okay. I love Great Pyrenees dogs. They're so like gentle and calm. Had to drink my kombucha. Yeah, I have kombucha and tea. I can't choose, so I refuse to. But yeah, Great Pyrenees dogs. Like I feel like they're the closest things we have to like angels in like a dog form, you know? And all dogs are special, right? But there's just something special about the Great Pyrenees dogs, like those guardian dogs. Like they're so gentle and they're so calming and and they'll protect you, you know? Like they'll protect like they're bred to protect cat or yeah, sheep and cattle and whatnot from predators. And oh my god, I just and my family's always had labs, but when we got Pippa, oh my god, she was just such a special puppy, like, she was so calm and just, like, silly, and she never, like, did anything wrong, she never, like, barked, she was just so, like, comfortable, just chilling, and, like, she never really chewed on anything. She's just a sweetheart. I I can't I don't think we're meant to live without animals. And I'm not saying that in like an environmentalist way because I am totally environmentalist, but like I'm trying to say we're not really meant to live without pets, I think. I think they just complement our existences like just so well, you know? And I just think we're just lucky to be able to experience love like that. It's just so special. My god. I just get a little preachy sometimes, sorry. Oh, that's so sweet. Ugh, yeah, I dogs are special. Now I will say, like my cat, she was like, oh my god, she was just like me in the form of a cat, and I was like her in the form of a person, and it just it was weird, like having, I guess, just like a, it was just weird, like feeling so at home with, like, an animal, you know, for the first time. That was when I was, like, a teenager when I was young, I was, like, 13, I think, but, when we got her, and it was just weird, like, I was just not so sure about her, and then after, like, a day, I just, like, fell in love, and cats are really good for people, and here's why. Cats teach you boundaries, you know? They teach you independence, and if a cat doesn't want to be touched, it will exit the situation or it will tell you not to touch it, you know? And I feel like dogs are really great too, but cats are just like, I don't know. I just feel like I vibe with cats so much more. And again, love my dogs too. But dogs can be a lot too. Like they they just get excited and they love so hard and so unconditionally and um and I think that's just, like, incredible, obviously. I'm not trying to say anything bad about dogs in general, but, like, cats, I just you gotta respect cats, you know? I'm just I'm just I'm just yapping now. Okay, but let me tell you guys about music I've been into, because I asked that question and then I didn't answer it myself, but, yeah, so let's see. My favorite band, well, are they a band? My favorite music group right now is called, it's a group of two guys, and they're called Paris, Texas. And I cannot stop listening to them, and it's been pretty nonstop for a few months straight. And they do like, I don't really feel like I'm, you know, worthy of categorizing their music, but it's kind of like experimental hip hop with like rock elements blended in. And so there's like, they'll be like rapping and then they'll say something kind of hilarious, and then there will be, like, this insane, like, heavy guitar riff, and for some just that formula, that combination of stuff is it just, like, brings me so much happiness, and so, yeah, Paris, Texas, you should check them out if you are, and if you're liking what I'm saying, then you should check them out. They did tour, they did the last tour, I think, with Tyler, the Creator. They opened for him, I believe, which was cool. Like, I'm not a huge I mean, saying I'm not a huge fan kind of implies that you don't like something, but I don't feel super strongly about Tyler, the Creator. I feel like I like a few of his songs, but haven't really, like, connected with his music in the way that same way a lot of people have, but, yeah, Paris, Texas, I have for sure. My other favorite, like, oh my god, like, love of my life, if I could marry you, I would marry you, is Dijon. Um, Dijon is oh my god, I just love him so much. I hope you've heard of him and like him. He makes, like, the most creative, heart heart-wrenching? Is it heart-wrenching? At times, it's heart-wrenching. For me, it's heart-wrenching because it's, like, honest and authentic and different, and it's, like, him, you know? Like, it's one of a kind, and I think that's just, like, the most inspiring thing to me, so I have seen him live, I saw him live in November, and I just, like, stood there and, like, kinda, like, cried a little bit the whole time. It was so good. Um, Injury Reserve. No, I haven't heard of Injury Reserve. I have Spotify pulled up on my iPad. Let me just look them up. Maybe I have. I'm not exactly the most organized person if you haven't discovered that yet. Wait, yes, I have. Oh my god. No, I have a few saved songs from them. Okay, I found out about Injury Reserve because they had that album, and I'm, like, trying to pull it up and it's, like, loading. I just hadn't, like, had the name, like, clocked in my head yet, so okay, why are we not working? By Storm. So, By Storm is I think it's, like, 2 of the guys from Injury Reserve. I think there was, like, a I don't really exactly know what happened, but there's a reason that there's only 2 of them making music. So, By Storm is, like, the group that I heard of before Injury Reserve, and so just by kinda looking into them, I learned about Injury Reserve, but, like, I haven't really listened to their music intentionally yet, so now that I have this second connection, I totally will, but I have And I Dance by My Ghosts Go Ghost saved, and or on My Ghost Go Ghosts. Yeah, And I Dance. I got that one saved, so love it when flies randomly invade my bubble and get angry, try to kill them in my house. It's not our house, it's my house. Yeah, I used to have a Venus flytrap when I was young, and that made me, like, happy to get flies because it meant I could feed my plant. I should get another one. It was set outside by my mom, and it, like, died in the sun, like, instantly. It was really sad, but yeah. I'm usually, like, a peaceful person, but every now and then, like, a fly will just push me to the edge, and I really, really, really try not to kill bugs, but, like, every now and then, I'm really sorry, but, like, I kill a fly, so oops. Um, yeah, By Storm, Injury Reserve. Okay, Dijon, though, y'all need to give him his flowers because he's insane. He, like, helped produce or was one of the main producers on, like, Justin Bieber's latest album. He was nominated for a Grammy for Producer of the Year. He didn't get it, but he should have, and I love him so much. And he has this new album out. Well, it's new as of like last summer, but it's incredible and it's unlike anything that ever exists. And every time he performs songs live, he performs them differently. Like, and I don't know, it's just the creativity there is that's like the most inspiring thing to me. So I could talk about him for hours and hours and hours and hours. So yeah, another, let's see. Oh, maybe trying to think. Okay. Oh, well, I'll like tie this all together because I kind of want to like go eat dinner. I'm a little bit hungry. So I think I'm gonna wrap this up in the next like 10-15 minutes. But yeah, so Deftones, they're definitely on repeat in my house. I really yeah, I'm not like the deepest, most knowledgeable Deftones fan, but you know, they're like, that I like their main stuff, which I do sound like a poser right now. And that's fine. You can call me a poser, it's fine. But like this song, I think Changing the House of Flies. That's the song that was kind of in my head the last few days when I was working on this because and I did say this at beginning of stream, if you were here, you're gonna hear it again. But if you weren't here, you get to hear it for the first time. But I had that song stuck in my head, Changing the House of Flies. And in the chorus, they go, I watched you change into a fly. Maybe it wasn't the chorus. But anyways, long story short, that's what I'm saying to my drawing as I'm drawing it is I watched you change into a fly. Cause it's kind of just that's kind of what's been happening. So and I think I'm gonna go back to this section here because I sort of want to like define it just a little bit better. But oh my god. Yes, Paris, Texas is so good. I okay, I just like I ordered a t they had this like merch drop a couple months ago and I don't make that much money at my job and I spent $50 on a t-shirt, which is so stupid, but like it was a cool t-shirt and it was for like their favorite EPs. Like I love their whole discography, but like my favorite EP that they have is They Left Me with a Sword slash They Left Me with a Gun, and it's a shirt for that EP, and I just unpacked it today. It took like 2 months to get here, and I was just like kind of like giddy in my room looking at it. So, yes, I hope you enjoyed Paris, Texas. They're kind of crazy. I love them. I think also think they're hilarious. And their music videos are so cool. So, yeah. Craving brisket? Dang, cool. Can I tell you something? I don't know if I've ever had brisket, and I don't think I ever will. And that's because I've been a vegetarian for 10 years. So there's really no reason for me to try it now, but I'm happy for you. I think you should eat the food that makes you happy. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Joe. Joe S9473. I'm glad I can be here for you in that way. Appreciate you. Mangoes. Oh, well, I wasn't upset, don't worry. You have to have kinda thick skin if you decide to, like, cut out an entire food group for ethical reasons, you know? Especially, like, here in the rural North, like, people tend to, like, freak out about that. They're so, like, I'm all for, nourishing your body whatever that looks like, you know, I'm all for it. And I'm all for doing what makes you feel good and makes you happy. So I'm not offended that you're going to eat brisket. Obviously not. Don't worry. Mangoes are good though. Shout out to all the pears. So true. Pears are actually underrated. I feel like when you get like a ripe pear, when they're in season and it's just like juicy and oh my God, so good. It's like pears, peaches, mangoes, watermelon. Those are my top tier fruits, I think. Final answer. I'm locking that down. Absolutely. Grapes are good too, but like I could say no to grape. I can't say no to peaches. I just can't. Apples, yeah. Oh, dude, we could talk about apples. Hi. Hi, Perfection 5794. How are you? How are you? Red Delicious, red, oh my God, Red Delicious sucks. Apparently, they serve those at every school. Pink lady, give us pink ladies or something. Tattoo that on me for real. Okay, I do think that there is an occasion for every apple, though. And I don't know if that's just because I'm a peacemaker or an optimist. But I do think that there's a time and a place for each variety of apple. Oh, you're perfect. Aw, I could have guessed that. Hello. I'm also perfect. Thank you for asking. Okay, but apples, let's talk about apples. I think, okay, Red Delicious apples, I think that they have a flavor. Like the texture, as far as apples go, it's a mealy texture. It's not super delicious, like contrary to the name. But I do think that they have like a good flavor. And I don't really I just feel like it's like an authentic good flavor, but you just have to get past the texture. Ever pick one up on purpose? If there are I mean, if there are no other apples in the store and I need it for like a quest or something, I guess I'll do that, but I'm not gonna reach for it, you know? Granny Smiths are the best apple for caramel, with a caramel side, a caramel apple or like dipping it or anything like that. I think Granny Smiths are going to be the best choice. They're super firm and they hold up really well. And I like baking with them too because I just feel like they don't get mushy. They soften, but they don't get mushy. My grandma also likes Granny Smith. My grandma Smith, she loves Granny Smith. And thank you for Granny Smith for sponsoring today's stream. Um, no, my grandma's name is Kathy. But yeah, I think they're good too. I do love a Honey Crisp. Sometimes I feel like I want a little bit more tartness in an apple. I feel like Honey Crisp are one of the best like sweet options. And I think they have one of the best textures in an apple that you could ask for. Cosmic Crisp, they're kind of like what I've been reaching for lately because you can buy them organic. They are like kind of like a big variety of apples. Also, I'm sorry if this is boring. I think about the like fruit a lot. Cosmic Crisp apples though, I think if you haven't tried, I think you should try. I feel like they've got a good flavor and a good texture. Oh my god, I'm so sorry for wobbling this. Can I see the canvas not upside down? Yeah, I mean, yeah, I can show you, but it's not like anything. that's gonna make sense right now. Um, yeah, this is it. We've mostly just been working on this section and this section today. I haven't really touched this down here. I did a couple sketches. We're working on some bug elements. I've got a fly up there, I've got some wings, got some legs. I'm gonna add more eyes in throughout. Um, yeah, so that's kind of the vibe. I'm gonna work with it here though, because that's where the lighting is best. And that's where my hand is not gonna be out of the way. So I hope that's okay. I'll probably post a picture once we're done. You can see the whole thing. But yeah. Thank you. Thank you for recognizing my Apple knowledge. I there is something wrong with me. I'm just kidding. No, but unless I'm gonna change the subject though. Apples are great though. Okay, but bananas. No, I'm just kidding. But bananas are like one of the most affordable things you can get at the grocery store consistently. I think they're less than 60 cents a pound. And so like you can get a single banana for like 20 cents. And that a single banana has, I believe, 120 calories in it. I don't know how I know this, but I do. And that is an excellent snack. Like it's healthy sugar, it's natural, and it's like I mean, everyone knows the potassium thing. Everyone knows they're good for cramps. Everyone knows monkeys don't get cramps because they eat bananas, right? They're onto something, folks. I'm being weird. I think I need to eat. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay. I was going somewhere and then I stopped and went somewhere else and I started talking nonstop about bananas. So I hope this is enjoyable. I hope this is enjoyable. It's weird to me to like, I guess this is only the second time I've ever done this, by the way. So it's weird to me to like, I just like don't know how much is too much talking yet. So I trust that some very kind and thoughtful and like solution focused person will let me know when I'm talking too much. I'm sure someone out there will do me the job. So, ooh, plantains. Yeah. Plantains are so underrated. The first time I had a fried plantain, I was at like a family friend's house and they were a Filipino family and so they were kind of just like making a bunch of home style recipes and of like foods and combinations of things that I'd never really tried before. So I'll never forget the first time I had fried plantain. It blew my freaking mind. And I sat there and I ate all of them. I think they fried like 5 plantains and I think I ate almost all of it. Like I just couldn't, I was so into it. So, ah, so good. Hey, hey, Vic the Frog. How's it going? Okay, you can't tell what it is, and that's because it's abstract. And at this stage, it's supposed to be confusing. And actually, at every stage, it's confusing. It's not anything yet, and it might not ever be anything. And the cool part about my art is that that's just kind of the point, you know? Like, it's a tangled mess, and I like it that way. So I understand that it doesn't make sense, and I understand that that might not be like, I guess, the most it might not vibe with you, and that's fine because art is subjective, but this is just kinda like how I do it. So, for me, like, filming it upside down still, it's, it's not really gonna distort things too much because it's already kind of messy and strange, and there's really nothing completely um certain orientation at this point. And there might not be. That's kind of just like this drawing. So yeah, I hope that it's not, I mean, I hope you like it, but it's okay if you don't. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Robo Fishy. I appreciate that. I'm really glad that um nobody's throwing tomatoes yet. That's a genuine fear, but also I think I just need to get over myself and just try to connect with people. I think that's gonna be the most rewarding process of, like putting myself out there in this way. So, yeah, I am American. I'm like extremely American. So, yeah, I was born here and I've lived here most of my life, all but 1 year. Where are y'all from? Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's just like it's kind of the way that my art sort of like comes to be is that it just kind of like is confusing inherently, and I kind of like that about it. So, yeah, thank you for embracing that with me. Western US. Okay, Colombia. Heck yeah. I've always wanted to visit South America, specifically Colombia. My friend, her name is Maria, she went on like a solo trip to Colombia and I think Ecuador, and she just has so many incredible stories and photos from that trip. So yeah, I would love to visit down there someday. I've always had curiosity for it. So yeah, tell me what's happening in Colombia. What's your favorite part about Colombia? That's kind of like a big question, but beautiful country with bad politicians. Dang. I know a little something about that too. So, yeah, I'd love to come. My God. The food. Oh, I bet the food's amazing. Okay, tell me about like your favorite, maybe not your favorite, but like maybe like some culturally significant foods or uh, you know, neighborhood staples besides, flies and stuff. Who are you inspired by or I should who does um, there are not really I don't know, talking like a freaking robot. As far as visual artists go, I don't really take after anybody that I know of. I've had people compare me to different artists, and I've kind of like glanced at their work, and I think it's like definitely beautiful, and I take it as a compliment for sure. But honestly, all my inspiration comes from music and life. It doesn't really come from other artists. I love other artists, and of course, like, I love connecting with them and I love learning about their processes and things like that. But, like, for me personally, like, if, like, I probably would have gotten here if I had never really even if I hadn't been exposed to the art that I had been exposed to, I think I might have just gotten here on my own because not to say that I'm above anything. I'm not trying to make any statement like that, but I'm just saying, like, music inspires me more than anything else. Yeah. The food, sancocho, envueltos de mazorca. Okay, cool. I will look those up. I will look those up. Thank you for thank you for answering that, Frog. I appreciate that. Um, yeah, welcome. Okay, we did have like an entire conversation about music earlier. So for people who are like watching this, maybe in the future, um, I hope you don't get tired of me talking about music because I'm just gonna talk about music more. But let's see. Um, the music that inspired me. Well, why don't we go back all the way to the beginning? How about I just give you my life story? When I was maybe 13 or 14, that's when I really started taking art seriously. And I would practice by drawing portraits of my favorite musicians. So at that time, it was a very beautiful season of emo. Lots of good emo music was happening, pop punk as well. So I would spend hours drawing my favorite musicians like Gerard Way and Haley Williams and Billy Joe Armstrong. And that's a little bit like I don't know, is it embarrassing? I don't care. But specifically members of My Chemical Romance. I loved that band. Still do. Yes, I've seen them live, but it wasn't until like 2022. But that really started me getting serious about art because I just like fell in love with the music and I just like I don't know where to put this love, so I started drawing them. So I started with portraits really. Um And on my TikTok, that's like my most liked my most liked video is like my portrait of Gerard Way in the Black Parade era. It's like so silly because it's like literally the only drawing I've ever shared that was like different than my usual style. Um, yeah. So that then I just kind of like evolved and I got kind of into like as I grew older, I got more into like indie music and punk music. A little less mainstream. I hung out with like some of my friends at the time were a little bit more like I guess like more hip to music that I didn't know. My like they had older siblings that were like cool. And my older sister, she was like cool in her way, but she wasn't like into music or the same things that I thought were cool. So um I feel like I'm probably going into too much detail about things that don't matter. So we'll fast forward. I love indie pop and indie in general. I just saw Unknown Mortal Orchestra last week, which was amazing. You guys should look them up if you haven't. And Sean Solomon. Gosh, Sean Solomon opened for them, and he's really cool too. Nowadays though, like I will get a song stuck in my head, and I will kind of just like draw that, or I will listen to music and draw as I go because I feel like I just end up like infusing my art with I guess what I'm listening to. So, okay. Yeah, that's fine. My Chemical Romance is a very I feel like at the time, so I was 13, 14. They were like everything I needed in a band, right? Like they were dramatic and theatrical and they had like strong narratives with their music and it was like obvious. It wasn't super like it wasn't subtle at all. And so that type of thing really spoke to me at the time. And now I feel like my palette is a little bit more refined, but I still really love them. I still really think that they are kind of cool. And when I did see them in 2022, it was like it was like a full circle moment and it was just really special. So, but nowadays, I my favorite artists are Dijon and Paris, Texas. I also love Blood Orange, Yves Tumor. Who else? Oh, Choker. Okay, Choker is so underrated, and he just released a new album this year, and it's beautiful and it's heartbreaking and it's so good. Yeah, I've been kind of like into the it's a little bit R&B, a little bit rap, a little alternative, experimental. It's just kind of like anything that overlaps with those things I've been into. But this drawing specifically, this drawing is it's Deftones. I'm thinking of Deftones the whole time. So, yeah, punk. Okay, what do you like for punk music? Gorillas? Okay, yeah, Gorillas is cool. Good Kid. Okay, I'll look these up. Thanks, you guys. I think I've been at this for 2 hours, which is actually a really long time, but, that's okay. I think I said I was gonna be done, but I'm not done. But I feel like I should get to a point. I'm kind of hungry. So, but yeah, Gorillaz is cool. I actually don't know too much about Gorillaz. I only know their hits, but I know that they are definitely like significant in a lot of different ways, super influential as well. Um, yeah, so I love it when I expose my blind spots on things that I claim to be passionate about. Isn't that nice? Cherry cheeks. They're more niche. Oh, okay. No problem. Thanks for hanging out. I think we're actually going to wrap up in a second. So, yeah, thanks for popping by. I really appreciate it. It's a good combo. Good combo, good combo. And thanks for the music, Rex. I'm always into it. Oh, today there's this band called Romeo and Juliet. They're not a band. I think it's just one guy. But he released a new album in April and I finally got around to listening to it today and it's really cool. So, um yeah, you should listen to that if you are looking for new stuff. And I'm kind of off camera. I'm sorry. Um Lynn Lapid is also a good artist. Cruise Control. Okay, cool. Thank you for that. I will take a listen. Let's see. Oh, we've got just a few people. That's okay. I feel like we are going to wrap up soon. So I'm going to finish drawing these last few lines just so I can erase the pencil marks because that was kind of like the intent today in my mind is like to go over what I drew with a pencil. So we're going to do that. And then I'm going to go upstairs and get something to eat because I'm starving and the sun's going down. So you can't see as well. But yeah, well, maybe I'll just color this in. Okay, well, there's never really an obvious place to stop, but I'll just kind of move it. Aw, it's fun watching you draw. Oh, thank you. You still remember the sketch. Oh, it was so long ago. Okay, here is our progress for today. I feel good about it. I feel like I wasn't maybe maybe I could have been a little bit more intentional, but it was still fun. The purpose was just to kind of like get on and practice streaming and stuff. So, yeah, I'm cool with that. So, I'm going to end it here, but thank you all for joining me, hanging out for a little bit for a long time. I appreciate it. It's been fun. Yeah, thanks for the good music recs, the movie recs. Just yeah, it's been good. So I'm going to say goodbye. I hope you have a good rest of your day. And I hope I will get my act together and share when I'll do this again with a little bit more. So, all right. Have a good night. Oh, shaking it. Sorry. Okay, bye.